Randall and Casey had done a lot of work in the days leading up to the hurricane, so that we had every water tank the town had full of water. Had about 3.6 million gallons of water in the system stored up in case something happened. Someone in Creekside had come down to Public Works, and then had come to the fire department saying they were out of water, and then more people started coming. Of course, still don't have a cell phone, but so we started looking and seeing and sending guys to our tanks. So they were trying to make their way to the top of Hamburg Mountain, and up to the golf course to the two tanks there, and on up to our big 1 million gallon tank that's up on Union Chapel Road, and all of them are draining, not just a little bit. You could actually watch the gauge move on the side of the big concrete tank. So the town manager came down about 9, and we had our map spread out, and we were trying to decide what was what. Well, people in Weaverville proper were losing pressure, but they still had some water. But it was everybody on that side of Reems Creek that didn't have it. So we decided the break may be where our water line crosses Reems Creek. So we went over to Bankstown Road, found the valve that controls our only water line that goes south, and we turned that off. And when we did, we had radios, and the guys who were visiting the tanks said it stopped. So they stopped draining. But we lost about 3 million gallons of water in that 4-hour period. And that was like I said, that was our money in the bank, if you will, that could get us through in case there was a fire or whatever the case might be. And the best we can tell, something in the floodwaters coming down Reems Creek, who knows what it might have been. It could have been a refrigerator. It could have been a car. It could have been the deck off of a house. Who knows what it was, or just a huge tree with a root ball going downstream. But where our water line crossed the creek, it had dug out enough of the bed of the stream to get down to the water line, and something just broke it, tore it apart, and pretty much everything under the creek was gone. So that's but we stopped it though. And then Saturday, the guys went and found a contractor we'd done some water line work with, T&K Utilities, and we had a meeting with them on Sunday morning to say, this is an emergency. We need to replace the water line from Bankstown Road, just build a new water line down the bank, through the bottom, under the creek, back up the other side, and then connect up in front of the business there. So they started that Monday morning, which would have been September 30th. And 2 Friday nights later, exactly 2 weeks after it broke, I have a picture on my phone of Casey opening the valve up. So the water was starting to flow that way. And that was about $250,000 worth of work that they had to do to put that water line back in.